Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program with me, Alfapiomega. Now most of you probably know that this is the second Let's Play of this game on my channel, so the question is, why the restart? Well, I tried to explain this on the last episode of the original series, but for those of you that haven't watched that or are completely new, let me go over it again quickly. Now, the original space program was a learning thing for me. I tried to get back into the game and have fun with it, which I did, but eventually it led to a situation where I stopped feeling the challenge. So I just decided to start again by playing the 10% challenge, which is the ultimate challenge in my opinion in Kerbal Space Program, but we'll get into that in about a second. Second reason is that the beta than ever came out, but I wasn't able to take advantage of those new updates because I had an old version Kerbal Space Program running and the changes weren't retrospective. So we were stuck with all the equipment and everything in the last Let's Play while the game moved on somewhere else. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But here we are with the Kerbal Space Program again on the new version. So what did I mean by the 10% challenge? Well, the 10% challenge is an ultimate challenge. When we start a new game, as we are going to do it now, we're going to name our player name Kerbal Space Venture. We're gonna pick the old flag because I got used to it. And then we can choose the difficulty options. You can see that easy gives you science, funds and reputation rewards of 200, while normal gives you 100, moderate gives you 90, 90, 90, and hard gives you 60, 60, 60. 10% challenge, what we're going to do now is going to give us 10% reward of everything. Science, funds, and reputation. For every mission, every finished contract, everything, we're just getting 10%. That's all there is to it. While we will have the funds penalties up to 1,000 as well as reputation penalties. The starting funds I'm going to leave on 10,000, starting science will be on 0, while starting reputation I'm going to put on a -1,000. So basically, world is as hard as it can get. We have absolutely no cash apart from the starting 10,000 and it will be extremely hard to earn any money at all. And people hate us because we are a government leech that so far shown nothing other than it took a lot of money from them trying to establish itself. So yeah, that is kinda rough, isn't it? It is. Now there's also general options which I'm gonna go through now. There's mission crew respawn, no, we're on permadeath. Auto hire crew members before flight, I'm gonna say no. No entry purchase required on research. Of course there is an entry purchase, which made me quite uncomfortable, but we're gonna have to deal with it. Indestructible facilities, no. And allow stock vessels. Turned off, I guess, not sure what that does. However, I'm gonna allow reverting flights and quick loading for 2 reasons only. In the previous Let's Play I had, on a couple of occasions the game crashed, and it was right after a start or during some sort of phase, which pretty much made the loading and getting back into the mission impossible. Now it happens only once or twice, but I'm still gonna allow reverting flights on, because if that happens during this course of this, through the course of this Let's Play, I don't want to get in a situation where it's as hard as it can get. So any mistake made by KSP would be completely fatal to our space program. So I'm having this as a fail-safe for such cases. The quick loading, I'm not that actually sure what it does. I don't think I ever quick loaded throughout the entire play, but still sounds like something I might fall back onto if I get into purely technical problems. Now there's not going to be reverting flights other than the technical issues. You guys saw my last Let's Play, you saw me royally fuck up several times, so you know that I don't cheat. And if you have a problem with this and don't trust me, then I'm very sorry. I'm just not gonna sacrifice the entire day of the Let's Play if Kerbal Space Program decides to shit on me. Anyway, this is how it's going to be, and this is how we're going to play. Now, Kerbal Space Venture can start. Okay, we are here at our Kerbal Space Center. Now, you can see that I still have a lot of mods on. I am using all the ones from before. In case I forgot any, you can check the description, but it should be the Chatterer, it should be the Farum Aerospace Research mod, Distant Object mod. I'm using Deadly Re-entry. I'm using wow, what's the other one? Well, TAC Life Support and Remote Tech 2. So all of these are installed and are going to make this game even harder for us, as I'm sure. Now, there will be a couple of changes in the way how I'm going to play this as well, and it's going to take a bit more explaining to do for me now. So please bear with me here. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. If you have any questions, just post it in the comments. I'll get right to it. Now, there will be a certain system or certain logic to the madness or plan in this madness that we're going to have. I'm gonna, from now on, always create a big project which will be the main driving of our Let's Play for a couple of episodes. When this project is running, we're going to have a first project which will be called Kerbalik Project. You will see it in a few seconds. This project will have missions. Each mission will be based on the contracts we would get before or on alternate things. After we show the mission, I'm gonna design a vessel, and once the vessel is designed, we are going to launch it and go through it. Usually I expect every mission to last one episode, but, well, to be honest, in the beginning they're probably going to be slightly faster. In the end, the episodes might get so long that I'm going to start chopping them. But I'll try to edit these episodes more than I did in the previous Let's Play. For better or worse, some of you said you would like that, some of you said you wouldn't. Well, I guess I can't please everyone. Now, one more thing that is to this. When we look at the missions, for example, the launch new vessel, which is the original mission that gives you so many things, in our case is going to give us only about 600 bucks. The altitude record is going to give us 250 bucks. This is insane, and it's extremely hard to play on. Now, this Let's Play is going to be basically a painful study on efficiency. I'm gonna do my best to never break anything, burn as little fuel as possible, fulfill as many things at once as is humanly even, well, as much as you are capable in this game, you know. It's going to be a borderline study on efficiency. However, as the new beta than ever came out, these buildings are extremely limited. For example, the current launch pad can only have it can only launch a vessel of maximum of 18 tons, which is a rocket that is probably capable of reaching an orbit if you try really hard, but not past that. And to upgrade it, I would need 520,000 bucks or Kerbal yens or whatever this is. So you can probably guess that I will never ever be able to get that type of money unless I cheat. It gets even worse with this one. If we wanted to upgrade the vehicle assembly building, I would need 2,100,000 Kerbal bucks. So how am I going to deal with this? Well, I thought about it for a long time. I tried looking for some money mods that would make it possible for me to actually gain cash in the game. And later on, I came up with a brilliant solution. I'm gonna reward myself for you. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm gonna use all these in-game money that I have and earn and, you know, invest. I'm gonna use all of these only purely to fulfill missions. So to build vessels, get contracts, launch them, you know, for this kind of stuff. And I'm gonna have a separate amount of money which I'm going to use on upgrading the buildings. And this money will come from you guys. No, I'm not asking for millions of bucks in donations. I'm going to do it this way. If you guys enjoy this Let's Play and if you like it, then you are happy. And that means I should continue playing it. So for every single like you guys give to any of the episodes of this Let's Play, I'm gonna make a markdown. And eventually I will count all of these likes and I'm gonna pay myself 1,000 Kerbal bucks for every like you guys give to any of the episodes in this Let's Play. So if I get, for example, 500 likes on the episodes, we will be able, well, 520, that would be, we would be able to upgrade a launch pad and actually undergo bigger missions. If you guys don't like this Let's Play and do not give me likes, then I will be stuck with what I am right now. So it's going to be a bit more community oriented. We'll see how you guys enjoyed, how much you will be able to support me in grinding my teeth and trying to save every single buck of cash that we have. This is the system I'm gonna follow. It's probably the best I could come up with, other than going with some insane scheme of trying to be, I don't know, just giving myself money every month or stuff. This just seems better. You're basically a government, and if you like the progress we are doing here, you can invest your likes into my money. Pretty neat, huh? So I think that this is all for now, and we can move to the first project we will have, the Kerbalik Project. So the first project we are going to undergo is the Kerbalik Project. It's the first one that we have ever made, so therefore it will have file number 1. Main objectives of Kerbalik Project will be as follows: basic science gathering, basic research of Kerbin, and establishing of our company. Now, all of these 3 may sound easy, but on 10%, trust me, it's not going to be. The basic science gathering is going to take place on some basic biomes, but as far as I understand, unless we upgrade the science R&D department, we cannot actually get surface samples. So it's going to be mainly focused on the atmospheric research and of crew reports from various spots around Kerbin. Now, basic research of Kerbin will take into consideration some of the missions that we have. There are some missions that task you with certain visual observations of Kerbin's upper and lower atmosphere. So we'll see if we can do that. And establishing our company means that we have to get at least some money on the table. We are starting with 10,000 bucks, so anything above that is pretty making me happy. Secondary objective of Kerbalik Project include creating a financial reserve and increasing our reputation. Both of these we actually mentioned already. Creating a financial reserve is connected to further projects which will take way more money than we have now. The 10,000 bucks that we have as a starting investment from the government, thank you guys, thank you, is sort of a very crude start, and you will see that the cost of the craft that we will have to launch will scale up significantly right off the bat. Now reputation, I'm not entirely sure how this system works or whether it is completely finished, but higher reputation should mean better missions. So if we manage to increase our reputation throughout the course of this Let's Play, we should be able to get more missions that will pay better. So hopefully that will be a possibility. Now our starting funds will be 10,000 Kerbal dollars, which is all we have. So the budget for the Kerbalik project will be 10,000 Kerbal dollars. Reserves, we have 0, so we don't have anything to fall on. And the designation of the crafts that we will use for this project will be Kerbolic 1 through X. So this is our first project, and let's look at the available missions. So the missions that we have available are as follows. We can launch a new vessel or set altitude record of 5,000 meters. There isn't much else that we can do at this point, mostly due to our appalling prestige. So we're just going to launch new vessel and set altitude record of 5,000. Now you see that we have 2 active contracts, which is the maximum that we can have. To upgrade this, I would need, again, 320,000 Kerbal dollars. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. Now let's look at the first craft that we are going to design for this purpose. So the first File 1A rocket will be a Kerbolic A project. Kerbolic A project is not what you would expect me to start with, because even the regular project said that the Kerbolic rockets will be marked 1 through X. But the Kerbolic A project is actually a simulation of how future projects will be going, and I wanted to check some of the new in-game functions to see how the game handles them. So the main objective of Kerbolic A project will be test the life support system, because we haven't looked at the DAC life support mod at all, I believe. We will also try to test the EVA and crew system, and a secondary objective will include test the transmission system. So we will try to set a ship on the launch pad, which will be basically the crew module, and try to get some reports, look at the life support thingies, and then transmit an EVA and mission report. Now the mission plan, as you can see, is A. Man the pod, B. Perform all tests, and C. Collect the pod and test results. The project budget is 10,000 Kerbal bucks, and we have none in reserve because we, only have what we have. So the project has been approved, and now we can design and launch the mission. So the design process will be fairly simple for this one. We are just going to get a crew module, command pod Mark 1, and put a little antenna on it. Yeah, they changed it quite a lot, so I'll have to get used to that. We are going to put it on the top, like this. Boop. And we are going to launch this on the launch pad and perform the tests according to our mission statement. So let's launch it and look at it on the launch pad. This is the launch pad, by the way. This is all that we have available, just a patch of dirt and gravel and burned char marks. So great. Now, as we said, we manned the pod. We got the THC life support mod on, so you can see that the pod now contains, apart from electric charge, monopropellant, and ablative shielding, which I believe comes from, that's probably from the Deadweight Re-Entry mod. It also contains food, water, and oxygen, which is what our Kerbals consume during their missions. The THC life support mod should show you here how long the Kerbal can stay alive in the pod. You can upgrade the amount of food and water it has in there by simply adding more containers with the various resources. However, there's also carbon dioxide, waste, and wastewater, which will collect as time passes by, and also as the food, water, and oxygen levels decrease. Now we have a Kerbal in, it's Jebediah, so let's go on an EVA and take... Oh my god, man, what's up with you? Did you... Oh, he nearly fell through the ground. So let's look at you, take an EVA report, 0.2 science, how awesome is that? We, however, cannot take a surface sample here because we do not have the upgraded R&D department. So let's put you back in your module, get in. Let's take a crew report from here, which is another 0.2 science. I'm going to activate the antenna, and we are going to transmit these data back to our main headquarters. Yes, we got 0.2 science from that, and we should be able... Crew report, transmit it as well. So we got 0.2 science added together, that's 0.4 science, and I wonder if we could get some more science from this grassland. It's going to be very little. EVA report from the launch pad. Still launch pad. Okay. Well, the game probably doesn't want me to get any more science. Yes. So never mind. This is just the launch pad. We would have to go way further, and there is no need for us to do that right now, as we can't even collect the surface samples. So let's just get back to our crew module and end the mission. Grab and board. So yeah, this was the Kerbalik A project. Everything turns out to work fine, so let's recover the vessel. You can see that we are now up to 10,229 bucks. We recovered everything, 900 funds from recovered part. We got back everything we had in it. Jebediah is back, and I don't think we gained any measurable science. Yeah, just 0.4 science. So we are going to move on now to the Kerbolic 1 project, which is going to be a regular rocket, finally.